Well, certainly one of the best-known jazz musicians in the St. John's area is Jim Thomson. Tonight we're going to learn a little bit about jazz and probably a lot about the vibraphone. Tell me something. A lot of people take a look at this, and what's the first thing they say?
Is it a xylophone? And I spend my life telling people the difference between a vibraphone and a xylophone.
Okay, tell it to me.
Okay, if I can stand up to my instrument here and the cameras follow me, I'll do a little bit of explanation. On a xylophone, the notes are made of wood. So when you hit the note, all you get is a clunk. And if you want a long note, you have to play.
Okay, so the note does not hold.
The note doesn't hold.
Yeah, if you were playing a piano, you'd hit the pedal and you'd get it to hold, right?
You would hit the sustain pedal, and that's exactly what I do in the vibraphone.
Okay.
There's a sustain pedal and a damper comes down, and now when I hit the note...
Oh, what a device. It's a heavenly sound, isn't it?
Yes, yeah. It's an ethereal sound, yeah.
Yes.
And the other thing is, of course, I have my vibrato, and inside these tubes there are little fans going around, and if I do a long sustained note without the vibrato and then turn it on, you'll hear the difference. You hear the wah, wah, wah?
Yes. What are these funny little things in here that keep going round and round and round? I don't know how, I guess we can see them fairly close.
Yeah, this is the thing that gives me my vibrato.
Yeah, so
when
I gather.
the little disc comes down and blocks the tube, the air inside the tube stops vibrating, but when the disc comes up edgeways, the sound from the note gets into the tube and makes the air resonate in sympathy with the note. The tubes are actually tuned to the same frequency as the note.
Tell me something, does this thing have a name? Because it's your best friend, isn't it?
This is my vibraphone. You mean does the instrument itself have a name?
Usually your best friend has a name.
No, I've never actually given it a name, no.
It's not Joe or Fred?
No.
How long have you had it, Jim?
Oh, this particular instrument I've had about 15 years or thereabouts, but I've been playing the instrument for almost 40 years now.
Tell me the first time, tell me about the first time that you saw a vibraphone and what your reaction was to it.
I was in a jazz club just outside London, England, and there was a guy playing a vibraphone with a jazz group, and it was love at first sight. I just saw this instrument and said, I have got to play this instrument.
Now, music has always been a part of your life, but what was the first instrument that you ever played?
Tenor saxophone, actually, when I was about 16, and I took it up again last year.
I was just going to say, there's still a tenor saxophone in your life.
Yes, there is, yeah. I took it up last year again. I've always had a notion to play it, and finally decided I was going to.
How did you learn to play the vibe?
I taught myself. I joined a jazz group and
how do you do
taught
it?
myself.
A lot of hours?
Yeah, I'm one of these natural musicians, I suppose. I play by ear. I don't read music very well, never had any formal training. And I just bought a vibraphone, got in with a bunch of jazz musicians and practiced with them and taught myself to play it.
Unbelievable. A lot of people are going to say, what kind of sticks do you use to hit the keys? What do you call them, and how many do you have?
Okay, mallets. They're called mallets.
Okay.
And I have quite a number. I've got 3 sets with me here. These are soft, and these are sort of medium.
That?
Yeah,
it almost looks like it's got wool around.
Yeah,
is that,
it has
is
a
that
wool
yarn?
covering, which it's a rubber ball inside with a woolen covering, and it gives a kind of a muffled sound to the note. Whereas like my hard ones here, which are just a hard rubber ball with no wool covering.
Rubber?
Yeah, hard rubber. They give me a very brittle,
sharp sound.
metallic, sharp sound. Yeah. So depending
what about
on
these
the
little
occasion,
fellas down here?
Well, these are kind of in betweens. They don't have wool
Are they
covering. No, they're rubber as well.
They're still rubber.
Not quite as hard as those. And the other thing about these ones, I use these for very fast things because they're fiberglass and they're very flexible.
Oh, very flexible.
And when I swing down onto the note, they sort of bounce, so I can do this kind of very fast sort of things.
How old is the vibraphone as an instrument?
I think the early part of the century was when it was
comparatively
invented.
new.
It's a comparatively new instrument, yeah. So you don't find it in classical, the older classical music. You might find it in some modern classical music, but you don't get it in the old, you know, Bach never wrote anything for the vibraphone.
No,
you have no electricity to turn the fans, I guess.
You're the only professional vibraphone. You don't say vibraphone, you say vibist.
Vibist, usually, yeah.
Certainly in the provinces, as far as I know.
Yeah, there are music students, of course, who do percussion, and they do all the instruments that you
So they learn
So they would probably learn a bit about vibraphone, and they do xylophone, marimba, tubular bells, drums, all that sort of thing. But as far as I know, I'm the only person actually playing jazz on the vibraphone.
Good. Something I would like to do, I mean, you're kind of warmed up now, are you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. What would you like to play for us first? Because I think people would get a different feel for the instrument when you play something that's familiar to people.
Okay, you want me to illustrate how I play it as a jazz musician as opposed to maybe how a square musician would play it?
Maybe you could show us a bit of both.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Well, tell us what you're going to do.
Okay, I'd like to play Misty, which is one of my all-time favorite tunes. One of the reasons I like Misty, it has beautiful chord changes, and the basis behind jazz improvisation is that the melody has chords behind that harmonize with the melody.
Yes.
And when I'm doing a jazz improvisation, I have to improvise over those same chords, so that if you were to stand up and sing the song Misty straight while I'm improvising behind, what I'm improvising would blend in with what you're singing,
yes,
because we're both using the harmonies that go with the chords.
Yeah, I think we're kind of used to that, what would you call it, like an Ella Fitzgerald sound, where she's singing one thing and the musician in the background is, as you say, improvising.
Yes, right.
Yeah.
Sometimes you maybe get a sax player behind the singer doing little kind of obligato runs and things, and they're running over the same chord changes. So this is basis of jazz, is the improvisation. Some people think when you're improvising you're just playing any old thing.
Not
but
really.
You're not. You have to be in the
really.
right key and you have to follow the chords.
But improvisation is something that comes from the head and the heart, isn't it, really?
Yeah. You learn the techniques, how to play the instrument from the head.
Yes.
Then the heart takes over and you express yourself.
Okay, let Jim
hopefully.
Thomson's heart take over for Misty.
Okay then.
What are you going to do first?
I'll play Misty just dead straight, just to get established the melody. Then I'll get my backing on and I'll do a complete rendition of Misty. Okay?
Good.
So here's the tune, just dead straight. So that was Misty, just with the basic notes of the melody, just strict tempo timing, not messing around in any way. So I'll put on my backing now, if that's all right with everyone, and we'll play it right through. Four-bar introduction.
If I start dancing around the room, you won't mind.
Oh no, that's fine, yeah. Four-bar introduction here. Improvisation part. Okay?
Go for it. gorgeous. Oh,
Thank you.
beautiful.
What did you think of my backing group? They're quite good, aren't they?
Incidentally, that backing is all computerized, isn't it?
Yes, yeah.
You do that yourself as well.
Yeah, it was done on the computer, yeah.
I mean, you don't need a band anymore.
No, I'm a one-man band.
I was going to say, no matter where I go in St. John's, I mean, I can go to a reception, I can go to a dance, I can... One day I was in Sears, and there you were playing in Sears as well for a special event.
Mm-hmm.
How busy are you?
I've been keeping fairly busy doing this one-man thing. These days the economy is so bad that